Well, I went to Tractor Supply and I bought all their cheap ass shit for 44 bucks. I got this incredibly smelly but supple cable. It doesn't look like this thing's gonna last, but this thing is 50 foot of 12 gauge wire, which seemed all right. However, they mounted this piece upside down, and also how do you get a screwdriver in there? So I basically guessed removing these would be all right, and it seems to be okay. These pieces are a little more robust than I thought, which makes me happy. Whatever, it's not. Yeah, so by the way, I'm building my shop and just trying to outfit what I'm gonna have going on. There's some garage doors and all my building material for later. But yeah, you know, you want to make a one-time purchase. We'll see. This seems legit. Like I wouldn't use this for, you know, anything. I mean, for 50 feet, I think 12 gauge is right. That's all I'm saying. And I'll excuse them for putting it in upside down. Because little eyelets, if you actually want to make use of them, needed to go that way. The thing came this way. And yeah, so let's get this mounted up centrally, and we'll see if it's going to be in a good spot. So one problem I have is I want everything to live right there. I want some sort of car wash thing. I want to build maybe, you know, somewhat industrial electric pressure washer system. So I'm going to want a reel here. But I mean, power here makes sense, and air here makes sense too. And then I've just got a baby compressor. I'm not getting one of those big ass compressors. I don't need one. I do mostly electric things, and until I do something beyond painting or I don't know what. I mean, I guess some fabrication, but whatever. I don't know. I'm on the fence about mounting high some sort of air compressor, because, you know, I just don't want to shake my walls apart. I know that sounds stupid, but one thing that I've learned is every time you put a fastener in one of these walls, you run the risk of it blowing out. So I'm doing all the electrical and everything else, and I'm just really careful about making sure I hit a place that's grouted. It's scary. It's scary to me. Most people probably don't care. But so I think what I'm going to end up with is, I think over here I'm going to have power. I've got grout marked. You can't see it, but there's an X right there, and every 4 feet, and then of course in the end is super grouted. This whole thing has a ton of metal in it. So this will be my electrical service, my lathe and shitters over there, future windows and stuff. I think over there I'm going to do high shelves. I've got 4 feet along each wall. So I'm going to try to go high, get my storage up there. And then I'll probably end up doing the pressure washer over there. That isn't done correctly, and this isn't done correctly. The shit here. This is me attempting to save any grace at the last moment by running the Lowe's and buying this fucking thing. Otherwise, it would have looked like this, and I don't know how I ever would have gotten that manifold in place, which is also supposed to be below grade. But I did manage to get the floor insulated. So we'll see. This is southern facing right here, so I can actually on the exterior I may mount all my solar collectors along this wall, and try to just soak up as much heat as I can. And then I don't know where I'm going to store additional heat, but that's what I want to do, is store additional heat. Maybe if I can get my hands on somebody can give me a milk truck, that would be awesome. Like a stainless steel double lined milk truck. So anyway, yeah, and then this is going to be my backup power system. I've got 4,800 watt continuous inverter and a 48 volt system with the 60 amp charger. So that's really for brownouts. Around here I get a lot of brownouts. And then I have a ton of solar stuff too, like probably about, I don't know, 6,000 or 8,000 watts actual, which isn't mounted up yet. But that's all just going to be grid tie. I'm not doing any battery charging unless Armageddon hits, in which case I have a charger. Now I can rewire that. But this is all lithium ion. Actually, well, shit, right here in front of me. So I've got 1,000 cells. These are brand new, old stock Canadian cells, and I think actually Molicel is the actual brand. But they're about pretty consistently 2,400 milliamp hours per cell. I've got about 1,000. So I should be able to do maybe like a 12 series 80p system, about 9,000 kilowatt hour pack, which is enough for me. It's about 9+ hours of battery backup. And then actually, well, shit, now this really is just turning into a tour. For the outside, this is pretty manual, but again, I don't really care about generators unless the power's out for a while. I just care about protecting all my shit. So basically, if the power stays out, then we'll come out here, and this manual transfer switch, I actually converted it to a feed-through lug system. This is all QO breakers, and these are legit. These are, I forget what the kiloamp, whatever that additional rating is. They what do they call that? It's like the overload. Grr, I can't find it. Anyway, it's above what you typically get. And then these surge protectors, as far as I know, they just sit here on this 60 amp breaker, and if you get a surge, they'll just blow the whole thing and hopefully protect me. So I have two of these because I built the garage, and I am augmenting my power. Actually, I'm augmenting my life because I'm building a garage with living space on top. I don't have a roof yet, so this is just covered in plastic. You can see it leaking through there. And so this will provide 200 amp service for the garage, And then I have another one of these, which I got these for free, by the way. These are off some telco service equipment from one of my old jobs. But so I have another one of these that'll feed the house. So I can basically get rid of my meter on my house and just maintain one meter. So I said, fuck it. I upgraded to 400 amp service so I can run big equipment. Got me my first cement floor that I've ever had in my life. And yeah, so that's my plan. And then on this side, one of these expensive ass fucking 200 amp nipples. This shit's legit, but it's overkill. You know, I think my generator is 1800 watts. So no, it's a 5 kilowatt Onan. It's just your basic old Onan, you know, with the 1800 RPM head. So it's not gonna run my hot water heater and all that stuff. I've got a friend who has, you know, 12K military generators and shit like that, and I just, again, I'm gonna want to charge my batteries or live through a prolonged outage, but I don't plan on relying upon a generator too much. You know, worse, like, really all I want to be able to do is charge my batteries up. So that generator's just gonna be running as hard as it can till they're done. But the lithium ion should charge pretty quickly. So yeah, that's that shit. I'm putting uni strut or super strut on the outside of the building in a couple days to get all this shit mounted, get my service panel mounted, and then I'll get the interior panel marked and mounted over there. I got these high bay lights and some equipment to reach it, and yeah, that's the plan. That's my shop. So that was my review on this 50-foot heavy-duty 12-gauge cord.